begin. Check over what he sent in to us exactly. It's a 27-minute game where he goes 1, 4, and 6. It was in a tournament game. Didn't think he did too bad. Usually don't support, but it was fine in his opinion. Enemy got an early lead and we never came back from it. Okay, fine. What aspects of the game did you struggle with? Fire Giant and Gold Fury fights. Okay, that's really difficult, especially supports for the most part. It's a big place where a lot of people struggle. And one of the most important aspects of the support player as well is making sure you can deal with those. What aspects of the game did you feel comfortable with? Laning phase. Awesome. So hopefully we can do a kind of a skim through the laning phase and everything should be fine. We'll still give you advice over everything that you do in the game though, for the most part. If I do catch something in the lane, we'll discuss it. Notice there's a difference as well. I really like that you start with the health potions and the wards. This just gives you the sustain. We spoke about this in another support replay recently where he didn't start with the health potions and just went in with wards. So if he did get picked or he did get in a fight, he wouldn't be able to recall back to base in case he got stopped from backing. So he'll be fine. At least you've got the health potions there. So quick back to base, 1 mana potion online. Jobs are good and you're in a good enough spot at the moment. Haven't taken a skill yet, which I'm happy with, just in case you get caught out or something goes wrong. And that froze randomly for a second, and I apologise for that. But everything's fine for a moment. So, you don't choose to do mid camps. You're going to go straight for the blue, which is fine. You can do this pretty effectively on your own. Drop the 3 and the hog, auto attack and walk backwards, walk backwards, walk backwards. Keep walking backwards. Everything's fine. You can let the last hit go. Don't be scared as well. This is a lot of things some supports do, and I do it as well sometimes, but we should go over it. I'm going to find you again. Don't be scared. When your AD carry gets in range, when your AD carry gets to this point here, don't be scared to just last hit it and get it off you. You're taking 3 damage waiting for the AD carry to get that auto attack off and for the range of that auto attack to travel. As long as you hit it and he's in this sort of range here, he will get the experience from it and nothing will go wrong. So don't be scared to do that. You just take 3 poke for nothing, and it costs you a mana. An extra health potion as well, so. 3 the minion wave. And back to just playing safe for the most part. Pressure's not bad, but you eat 3 poke. Don't need too much of that. Thank you very much. You're only level 2. 3 was good, and the disengage is fine. Now, as an Athena player, we've not really discussed Athena games right now. But before this engagement goes off, as an Athena player, you should always have a lot of map. Be watching the map at all times. Because right now, already you know your team's at a deficit because of that first blood going down. The mana died, which means that this solo lane could be an issue. But it's not the real issue that happened there. It's Thor that's the issue. So you need to be very, very aware of wherever Thor goes, you need to be looking with your ultimate rotations eventually. Wasted mana with that 3, then looking to poke down, you know, onto the Freya. At this stage of the game, are you going to do enough poke damage under the tower to kill her? No. Bit of wasted mana again, overall. Now with that death going down, you now know Hercules is going to be a threat, as is Thor. So you've got to keep an eye on those two going into the later stages of this game. Notice with that 3, the 3 used over there, with the shield wall over there that you did onto Freya, didn't really get anything out of it. Then you've just used your shield wall and your taunt. Now your taunt actually costs quite a bit of mana at this stage, 60 mana, when your mana pool is only 250. It was a lot to actually use on that situation there. So maybe consider not using the taunt in that situation. You could have just played safe. At least not using the shield wall on Freya as aggressive as you were doing. You're still spamming your abilities out when there's not a potential for a kill. And so your mana bar is going down, you're having to chug your mana potions a little bit more often than you probably need to. You probably wouldn't spend as much of your money on those mana potions if you didn't chug as much as you are doing.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I'm glad you backed away and didn't go aggressive there. Good body block. Good body block. The taunt was really aggressive, and you didn't really need the taunt to bring down that kill overall, because it was technically Apollo going in afterwards that forced that kill. So if you didn't use the taunt when you did, you had an opportunity. Good rotations for the mid camps at the right sort of time as well. You know when they should be up. You're charging up your 1 right now, looking for an opportunity, but you're going to walk into Gab. You should be looking to try and control this or support your team in mid. It's one or the other. Don't try and pick Geb off. It's Geb. Even though he is quite weak at this stage, you've got a team of enemies behind you. You didn't respect them. And so that's why you get a lot of damage there for free. I don't mind you going aggressive in that situation just because you could wait for your teammates to actually soak up the experience as well and put it to use with them overall. You're not going to get to the right side though because Geb's here and he's going to pick those ones up away from you. You might be able to get a nice kill onto the Scylla. Ooh. Could you have charged past him? I think you could have. You might have got body blocked a little bit by Geb. That was just see if you could charge past and actually just get into Scylla for the taunt, but she goes down anyway, so it's not too much of a big deal. You're wasting time now roaming around. You become a jungler all of a sudden. You become a jungler. You should be looking for farm. I guess you're looking for a big rotation to make these kills go even on this side of the map. Good shield wall, good taunt. That was really nicely done from you. You're level 5, so keep an eye on your AD carry at all times while this is going on. But the bad news is that Apollo is already dead. What happened to Apollo? What happened to Apollo? Apollo's still alive right now. You're going greedy for kills here. You could help with this kill, or you could be looking across the map at your Apollo to see if he's in trouble. And that is exactly what he is. He is in trouble right now. So maybe you should be keeping an eye on making sure he stays alive. And this would still be a win for a win. Because that portal and the unstable vortex was what really did the damage. It wasn't really you that did anything there. The taunt just bought a little bit more time. So you technically traded 1-for-1 across the map there, but that put Freya ahead at the cost of Vamane getting even on kills.
Your right tower is under attack.
So 1 mana potion, got tier 2 boots, 1 ward. I'm okay with that. I don't mind you buying potions, but the moment Midas boots are online, the pots should stop being bought. Straight back, where's this ward gonna go? Slap bang on the Gold Fury, pretty much. I like the fact that you put it just on the other side, considering you've not got any other wards with you. You've only got the 1. Then I don't mind you placing it just near the Gold Fury in case there's an early Gold Fury attempt.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Always keep an eye on the enemy support as well. Just keep an eye on what they purchase when they're in this game. Keep an eye on where his hog is at as well. You also got hog 2 as well, I noticed. Keep an eye on his hog as well. If he goes for an early hog before Midas boots, just like we saw in one of the early pro games, you can find out whether or not they're going to go for a fast Gold Fury, and it also means whether you should be warding this Gold Fury even more and be focusing on that a little bit more often. Dropping the buff down, fine. You don't have to stick around here anymore. You start looking for rotation if possible. Charge your 1. I'm okay with charging you 1. Just sitting around patiently, which I'm fine with. That was a good poke. Good poke over here. Your combo did some nice damage to the Freya. The only thing with that is you wait so long for it to happen. Like, I don't understand when... After you did the blue buff, which is now, when you come straight back into lane, you could have done it straight away. You were both in position to do it, and you waited. You waited that time, that opportunity then. You had the opportunity, you were in range to charge shield wall taunt, and you chose not to. But instead, you waited until the Geb got back before you did it. I'm confused why you chose to do that. You could have done it earlier. Because by that time, Freya may have had to pop ultimate and run back to tower to get away, and Geb wouldn't have been able to do much apart from throwing a shield. You waited until he got back before he chose, which is just a bit weird. Not bad, just weird. Good zoning. Good zoning. There's nothing for you to do on the map. The zoning was good. You actually bought time for your team. Ultimate across the map. You were keeping vision on the team fight. Good. Couldn't decide what to do here. You're trying to be a killer. Right, let's watch this back in slow-mo because it looks like it's going to be a very interesting fight. Back, back, back. 8. Oh, come on. Back, back, back. 8. Slow down. Right. Wait till you try and kneel first and we'll look. Because this one looks like a very interesting fight from your point of view. Because it looked like you went into a moment. You said you don't normally play support. And that the way you played this kind of looks like you were considering becoming a murderer instead. So you're looking right now for who to go on as a target. Everybody, he's got up in the air, you can't do anything about him. Scylla's in their faces, Geb's not going to be an issue. You got Hercules behind you as well. Your focus is on Scylla. I'm fine with this. But by doing that, you know Thor's going to dunk down on these two. So what you should have done is stayed exactly where you were, just one extra step backwards, okay? That one little step backwards is the difference between you getting hit by this stun and you not getting hit by this stun. If you don't get hit by this stun, the moment he dunks is the moment you taunt, is the moment these two don't get any more damage on top of them, at least from the Thor. On top of that, you now get hit by a Cataclysm because of that. Even though if you were stood here, you would be hit by the Cataclysm, you would have still had time to get this taunt off onto the Thor, and it would have reduced some damage down on your team, which meant that the Armor Monster would not have killed him, and he would have probably lived for at least an extra second or two. Now we're going to look at what you chose to do. The target choice here isn't too bad, but the question should be, are you a killer or are you a support? Killer or support? That's where we're at right now. You've also got Herc behind you and Vamana, but killer or support, the moment you've gone for the choice of killer, you could trade this 1 for 1, but then you're relying on this teammate on no health whatsoever getting out of this one. The other option in this case would be to turn round and double taunt these two away from your teammate, so your teammate can use a portal, get through the wall. Let's see how the rest plays out. Pretty sure your teammate's going to die here by the looks of it, unless he makes some miraculous play. He gets a double. You now get rotated on by Hercules, and now you're in a bad spot yourself. I mean, you probably would have died here anyway, unless you could have gone back towards Vamana after using the double taunt onto the AD carry. Sorry, onto the jungler and onto the Geb. But now you're surrounded by 4 members. Vamana's here to support for the most part, but he's nowhere really for you to go, and you can't pick an angle. And now with that hitting you to the mouth, that's pretty much all she wrote. If you double taunt here, you guarantee a 2 for 1 exchange. So you guarantee 1 death to your team and possibly an escape for you down this avenue. By you choosing to go aggressive onto the Scylla, you try to make it a 1 for 1 and have the hope on Giannis. Consider maybe, in different scenarios, trying to play the defensive role of supporting people and not going for the kill. I can understand you trying to go for the kill though.
Your right tower is under attack.
Just waiting for you to respawn one more time. And here we go. So once again, we'll check in with the 2 supports to see how they're both doing in this game. Athena level 7, Geb level 7. Gold difference between the 2 right now. There's only about 100, which is fine overall. When you went back to base there, you didn't have enough gold for anything. But keep an eye on what I said a little bit earlier as this is going on. Geb has gone for the Hog 3. You might not know this just now, but the moment he steps on this ward, as of now, you will 100% know this because he's now stood on a ward over here. You can see that on the map. So you now know they've got a Hog 3. And now you've got to make a call of making sure you keep this warded up to high heaven to make sure they don't go for a very fast Gold Fury rush. And at the same time, you have to survive in these team fights now, because if you don't, there's a guaranteed free Gold Fury for the enemy team now that he's got a Hog 3 online. Good job soaking experience from the jungle. I'm down for that. Did you really have to use the mana on charging him there? Bit of a waste. We're going to get anything from it. Good taunt. Really good taunt. Really, really good taunt. The reason taunt was so good is he was still in rollout form, and by cancelling his rollout means he's got no escape. That was a nice, easy pickup for your team. And because you used that taunt, it also allowed Nemesis to use her ult, knowing she was going to be able to confirm the rest of the damage. Now you're going to be able to go for the Gold Fury attempt here. Only having Hog 2. So it's a bit risky, and I think that's what possibly came out of your minds there, was the fact that you said, I've only got Hog 2, so Nemesis was like, okay, fine, plus Hercules is pushing. But now your teammate could be in trouble over here. Consider your options before you do anything crazy. Awesome. You don't go in, bat out of hell, looking for a kill, or looking to go re-aggressive. You wait and just protect. Now you go for the opportunity. This is a really good taunt. Whoop misses as well. Apollo could get a kill there, but he didn't follow you up for some reason. I like the ult being channeled there, preemptively. I heard it. They're going to Garrison. You should probably leave him. He's dead. Agreed. Why are you standing still? Were you trying to channel ult on him? Please tell me you weren't. The ult wasn't going to save him then. He was resting pepperonis. Now remember what I said about the Hog 3? This is exactly the problem right now. All your team is rotated to the other side of the map. You only have Hog 2, and you had a long time, especially with Geb dying, to see that you had a Hog 3 online. You could have considered your options, you still had Ultimate available, and it could have been a chance for you to do this. You can't really contest this, I'll be honest. You've seen Geb twice now, so you know for a fact he's got Hog 3. This isn't something that you can really contest. Unfortunate. Would I have gone Hog 3 at the same time? I'd have considered it, depending on the situation. I would have just made sure we played safe, and I had it walled up completely. And my team needed to know that as well, that there was a Hog 3 online for them, so they couldn't do that big rotation for Hercules, which didn't actually get them anything either. Good job, soaking the back experience. I like it. Don't be scared to use your Hog, because Gold Fury's down. Don't be scared to use your Hog, because Gold Fury's down. You could have done it on the blue cam, could have done it on those back harpies. Didn't matter which one. In terms of your leveling here, most supports max the taunt just for the 2 seconds taunt duration is fantastic. The shield was pretty good if you're going to go for an aggressive damage dealing Athena, but generally max that 1 second and go for the max taunt. Going half and half generally doesn't really help you out as much as you think. And it's more of a detriment to you. The longer the taunt, the more damage your team can get off. Let's see where this ultimate is going to end up. Great ultimate. Good decision, you went aggressive for the team. Good. See, you do it this time, Panther. You do it this time. I'm guessing the ultimate wasn't supposed to be on him, it was supposed to be on him. But over this fight that we had earlier on, you went for the kill. This time round, you went for the support play. I like this. I like this. Keep them both out of the fight. Unfortunately, you went for the full damage play. You went for the full damage play there. I wouldn't have risked going for the shield wall. I would have just gone for the taunt. I'm not after the shield wall. I'm not a damage dealer, really. My damage will do something, but all I'm after doing is helping him escape, so taunt next time straight away. And Scylla wouldn't have got away from that, and she could have gone down, actually, to the help coming out from Nemesis, and it would have been a 1-for-1 trade, that. If that continues on, you don't have anything, don't be scared to throw autos out. Oh, that's a triple. Oh, that's a triple. Boom. Let's go back and talk. Is there anything you could have done differently? Well, there's always going to be stuff you could have done differently, right? In every situation, there's always stuff that could have happened differently. When you went in for the auto attacks here to try and bring him down on health, that was an option. What I could have said to you was like cover the option, this angle, so he can't escape this way. But realistically, the Thor went the direction you shouldn't normally go. I would have run this way if I was the Thor with the hammer. But anyway, you could have covered the option by just walking over here because you didn't have any cooldowns anyway. And then once you do go in for this one, you're not actually got anything here. So you trying to auto him down is not actually helping. It's hurting because of Thor's passive. So it doesn't help you guys at all. On top of that, it makes Geb's job even easier. It's like, oh, thank you very much for all grouping nicely. And now, because you're stuck here in this, you're just going to have to sit and watch the Wombo. Oh, that's brutal. I feel a bit violently sick watching that. Poor you. Poor you. Not much more you can do there. I mean, all you can really do is cover the option. Against someone like Thor, not necessarily have to stand on top of him and try and throw autos out. It was an option, but you knew the enemy team was possibly coming in on the rotation as well. Could have backed away. It's not the easiest calls to make there overall. Biggest thing overall in that big engagement was the taunt there. Don't go for the shield wall, just go straight for the confound on to Scylla. Get her out of the fight so she can't chase onto him. And there was still a chance Giannis would have died, but you would have at least done what you needed to do. Yeah, Thor's just on a rampage right now. There's nothing you could do about that. Your ult was on cooldown.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your right tower is under attack.
You're chasing for kills. You became a killer then. You became a killer then. Try to confirm damage. What you could have done in that little situation is really simple as well. That taunt should not have been on him. It should have been on her. That should be where the taunt was. You didn't have to worry about him. If he escapes, that's not your doing. You weren't going to be in a position to do it anyway. If he's going to escape from that anyway, that's not great. You could have just taunted her. He shouldn't really have been your focus there. It should have probably been Scylla. Then you start running at people. Like, yah, hi-yah, hi-yah. Please don't charge him. Wait for 2 seconds then maybe consider it. Oh, yes, we got to play here. We got to play. Great taunt. Unfortunately, he didn't get all 3, which means Scylla got the kill off again. Apollo comes rotating. There's a good rotation from Apollo as well. Look for your ultimate. Look for your ultimate. Where can you put your ultimate? Stop doing auto attacks. Look for your ultimate. Does anyone need help? Does anyone need help? Yes, they do. They're in a lot of trouble. It's Apollo. He's in a lot of trouble. He's still being chased down. Could you have ulted him? Yes. If you stayed on him, would he have been able to continue going aggressive? Well, he would have got protections out of that one. Great taunt again onto that one, though. But now Scylla's come on the backside of it. There's a better ultimate. It's going to give some nice damage. The wombo combo with Doom. You've got no skills, and you're grouping, and GG. Not the worst engagement from you. You're using your abilities pretty well, but spamming them a little bit too much. Look how much mana you are. It was a long engagement, that one as well. It was a long engagement. Oh, following the wrong person. There we go again. So, you've gone back to base, and you picked up your Midas boots. You've also got your sovereignty working online. It's on its way.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Which is all good stuff. Notice how you've still not got either your taunt or your confound max, sorry, your taunt or your shield wall max yet, because you've been trying to level both at the same time. See, these are the mana issues that you've got to watch out for. I know you still got a mana pot online, but what's that got to do? It's doing nothing. Look into him. He's not even tickled him. He's not even hurt. Like, you just wasted mana. These are things that support players that everyone needs to realise, because like trying to poke to see how much damage you do is one thing, but doing it over and over again, just wasting time. You're not getting anything out of it. Now, have you noticed the level difference is still the same between you and Geb right now? You're still trying to do the whole confound shield wall combo, which you don't have to do. You just have to taunt in those situations. You should only be looking at the shield wall combo if the opportunity arises for it to happen. Don't try to do it every single time, because sometimes it's just not going to happen. Sometimes just getting the taunt off is more important than getting the shield wall off. Yeah, the one slow is pretty good, Panther, but at the same time, you know, if you're going to slow a Thor, have you got any follow-up? Are you going to 1v1 him with Midas boots? Is that the plan? I'd be down if you 1v1 to Thor. Let's have a look. A 5-2-6 Thor with Jotuns and Warrior Tarby with Midas boots. If you do that, my friend, I'm pretty sure I'll find you a pro team that'll sign you up. Was that element was defensively used, was it? Let's just have a quick check up with mana. I missed for mana a little bit. Alright, I'm down for that. That's a good rotation overall. If he does go in, you force to disengage, keep a teammate alive, but make sure Apollo realizes this might not be anything to do with you right now. This was all about saving a teammate, and that was fine. Blue buff still stands, and your job now is to protect this blue buff until the mana gets back online. You're seeing free poke. You're seeing free poke. The confound taunt wasn't going to do a lot of damage. Your shield wall confound was not going to do a lot of damage. I always want to call confound shield wall for some reason. It wasn't going to do a lot of damage anyway, so you just ate free poke and used more mana than you needed to there. You just had to stand there and make sure blue buff stayed alive for the most part. Big rotation out as they're going for the Gold Fury here. You're also on cooldown, they know about it. Apollo should have gone up already, but now you're here. Can we get the taunt off? Great banish from them, taunt. Oh, you get so caught up in what to do here, Panther. You get Gold Fury, though. Hey-oh! Good job, Panther. You got the Gold Fury out of it. But you couldn't make up your mind. We'll watch this fight back. There was a couple of opportunities that you could have done stuff. But I'm really pleased you got the Gold Fury. That was nice. Slow, 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 slow. So, you get stunned down. They've used everything on you now, pretty much. You still got everything available. There's a straight taunt straight ahead of you on that dead blaster guy. On that Thor, but he's already out. Now, she's right in front of your face here, but I think you go chasing for kills. Which I don't think is a good idea. You're looking for kills, and I'm not sure why. You should be focusing that taunt on her right now. That taunt, she's a danger. She's a level 17, bro. She just got a triple kill on you guys earlier on. She should have been taken out of this fight straight away by you with a taunt. That's what should have happened right now, is the taunt. Now with that shield being burnt, she should still be taken out with a taunt right now. Stop her killing your players. You noticed it, but just too late. Like, that was the time you noticed it, when it should have been a little bit earlier than that. But now the Gold Fury is going to be under attack right now. You don't manage to get your shield wall off at the same time as this comes in. How do you get the Gold Fury here? I'm confused. Oh, you realise now. That was just luck that it came back to you, that. Okay. So, your focus was on killing Geb, and it shouldn't have been. After Scylla got out, After the taunt onto Geb, I'm just going to pause here. After the taunt onto Scylla, which could have happened straight away, your focus should have been on Gold Fury. Remember how we saw that game earlier on from Aurora when he was with Horrywind at the Fire Giant? And the Fire Giant was very, very low health. And he could have saved Horrywind, but he was more focused on the Fire Giant. That should have been the same situation for you there. Your priority there should be to get rid of Scylla because the Gold Fury wasn't low enough, and then make sure you get the Gold Fury online. You do get the Gold Fury out of it, which is great, but you should have probably just gone straight for the Gold Fury the moment Scylla got out of that engagement, instead of chasing onto the Geb looking for a kill, because you wouldn't have got the Gold Fury as easy if it wasn't for the fact he walked up to your face. At the same time, if by killing Geb it secures the Gold Fury anyway, that's a good thing if you went all in on the Geb to begin with, but you didn't do that either. You kind of like mishmash, couldn't make up your mind. A long time in your cooldown set. Good. I'm happy about that. You were considering going for the kill on that one. It wasn't going to happen for you. Your cooldowns are too long, so I'm glad you waited around. Try and help out this Apollo. Right, this is a team thing. This is not to do with individual play, guys, here, okay? This is something to do with communication. If you guys are playing as a team, you need to let your teammates know you've not got cooldowns. Because this Apollo's going ham thinking he's got backup of Athena. And right now, all he's got is 2 wards. 2 wards is all he's got here, because you had no cooldowns for a while. You've not got anything to help him out in this situation whatsoever. He went aggressive thinking you were here, and that's not true. Make sure you call out that you've not got cooldowns, guys, when you're playing with teammates. When you're on comms with teams, this is for your rank games as well. Call out when you've not got your cooldowns as a support player, because you've got nothing else. Now you end up getting baited into a fight that's not going to go well for you. After you've already got the Gold Fury, you should be disengaging straight away. If you did say that to him and you told him what was going on, fine, but make sure, you know, from a replay standpoint, it looks like he just didn't listen, or he thought because you were there, you were going to be able to be helpful. And it's not always the case. You have to communicate effectively in these games, because it is a team game. Good ultimate. I like the call. You saw the opportunity to help out your team. Can we get an aggression back on? Taunt doesn't connect. That's such a shame on that taunt. You were trying to get a double man. Could have risked a one. I agree with going for the double there. I would have gone for it too. I'm greedy too. But I don't know if you would have been able to kill anyone anyway, because the mana was too low. Don't go too aggressive here, because you're in a bad situation. You're only in Athena, so I hope you just stay safe at the tower. We've seen some plays when people go aggressive and they shouldn't do. Gold Fury is down. Don't worry about hogging that next time, but you know, with your damage from your shield wall, you should have enough. Someone in chat's mentioning about the fact that they've got a Geb on their team, so it was hard to taunt the Scylla. I agree. However, the thing is during team fights, it's very hard all the time to keep track of whether Geb's used his shield. And if Geb gets in a situation in a team fight where he has used his shield preemptively or in a panic state, which can happen in these very, very crazy fights, sometimes going for that taunt forces out the shield anyway, which lets everybody else know it's now on cooldown. And if he doesn't get taunted, if he doesn't get shielded, then you know it wasn't on cooldown anyway. So don't be too scared to throw out a taunt just because Geb's got a shield there and it might be available, okay? I understand he does have a shield, and the shield will block the taunt for the most part, but you can actually bait it out of that anyway. So, we're 17 minutes in the game, and you're only level 13 right now. Now, there's not been that much farming going on for you. There's been a lot of roaming, but not a lot of soaking of experience. You picked up a bit in the solo lane there after that rotation. But one thing to really notice is to try and pick up some of this extra experience floating around in the lanes as well. Get to these lanes, soak up the experience. The big difference is now you're 5 levels behind the Scylla. Now, it might not seem that much because you're still only a level behind the Geb. Sorry, you're a level ahead of the Geb right now. But that doesn't mean anything when you look at the rest of the team. You have to be the front line against this team. And at the moment, you could be a little bit higher level. You've done okay soaking, but I think you could just sort of soaked more if you would have stayed in lane a little bit longer. Your rotations have been good. Not a lot you can do here. You've got your one charge. Where you're looking. What you're looking for. What you're looking for. You can't make up your mind. You've got ultimate available. Good taunt. Really good taunt. Really good taunt. Okay, this is the thing about a support play that we're going to go over just quickly on this one. It's only a small thing, but it's something that makes an impact. When you've got your taunt off, get out. Like, get out. There's nothing else you've got really apart from autos here or body blocking. But when you know you're against a Scylla that keeps doing these amazing armor monster ultimates, there's nothing you're providing to this team fight scenario right now after you've done your full combo. You've already set up your team. It's either choosing to defend your teammates, so you either walk over here and get a body in front of Giannis so they hit you instead, or you walk over here because there's nothing else for you to really do in this scenario. Notice Gebs do this all the time. When they've taken the poke, they've done the combo, they've got nothing else, they just walk away. You just standing here is just taking 3 damage on yourself. It's only a small thing, but you'll see what happens to you because you end up getting stuck there amongst the fray of the people that you've taunted. You get hit by a monster, then Freya will hit you as well. Boulder doesn't connect, but now you're so low health, you can't get back involved in this fight. If you would have backed out to around here, straight away after that engagement, you would have still been on decent enough health to be able to re-engage this if the fight had gone a certain way. You could have also looked to base immediately, use your ultimate to get back into the fight. They're just other options for you. You didn't do anything really wrong there. It was just small things, small critiques.
Who's gonna stop the kid? He's unstoppable.
Who's gonna stop the kid that's unstoppable? Yeah.
Your middle tower is under attack.
So overall, yeah, iron build's fine. Hog 3 could have been bought a little bit sooner, but you got away with it. You lost a fire gen, that wasn't really your fault. Overall, you were already dead because the fight went badly for your team. Was there a reason to fight there? I guess that's the next question I'll look at. But no, that's not something for you to really worry about, because if your team's going to engage, you have to fight with them anyway. But in team scenarios, you've got to really consider, what is it really worth fighting? We're behind. Are we really going to win this fight? Have we won previous fights? That sort of thing you've got to consider as well.
Your left tower is under attack.
Oh, there's the wrong button. Good taunt, time for aggression. Unfortunately, Apollo wasn't with you, so came to nothing overall. Got to make sure you communicate with your AD carry a little bit more. Realise what kind of AD carry you've got as well. Clearly, you've not got one that you've got a strange AD carry there, is what I'm going to say, because he wants to go aggressive at times when you don't have anything, and the times you do have stuff, he doesn't want to go aggressive. Maybe it's the other way around, that he doesn't have anything available either, or he's just spamming a little bit too much of his abilities. Now you've got ultimate available. They're aggressing onto mid lane here. Big Cataclysm goes out. You're looking to charge up. One member down already. Don't go into this. Don't go into this. Do not go into this. Do not go into... Good. You don't go in because there's no reason to. You were not going to do anything other than die there, I'll be honest. Defend the Phoenix that you've got right now. Giannis is still trying to run away. Keep an eye on Giannis. You seem to be sat here BMing or talking or something. You're not in a good mood right now, it seems. Ward's going to be more important now. You need to ward your own jungle area. Red and speed buff sort of areas is where you really want to ward to watch the rotations coming out. Good decision to rotate right before you even consider going in for a taunt. Before I even see you do this, Death Panther, I expect that you've looked at the map before you choose to do this. You've got one member of your team still dead. You've got Giannis, sorry, Vamana in the other lane, and you've got Giannis looking like he's just come out of base. Right, you didn't all in do it, I'm fine. I was really panicking, you were like, ho! And you were going to just charge in and do the whole combo. The taunt was okay, but you weren't going to get anything else out of it. Good decision to just back away and not fight. But even if the taunt did happen there, this is why I'm a bit annoyed, because even by taunting there, were you really going to get a kill? You weren't, were you? You weren't going to get nothing. You bought an extra second of time. And if anything, you could have died, both of you, in that situation. You could have baited Apollo into a bad fight as well. You can't fight it. I'm glad you're backed away. Just taunting was okay. If you did the full combo, it would have been a different story. Look to soak up experience. Get the wards down. You know Fire Giant's down, so you don't need to place the sentry anywhere. The one place I would try and place sentries for the time being in these sort of matches is these angles here. Because this one here and this one on this side... Oh, it's really hard when the map's backwards. But this side here... and this side here on your own half of the jungle, pop some sentry wards down there, just because they're going to be angles of avenues where they're going to look to try and go through overall and try and find picks when they've got the fire giant, if they're trying to make for you to push out a lane, especially if you're turtling really hard at the fire giant. They'll look for those sort of options. I don't get that ult. All your other ults have been fine. That one just looked like a panic one more than anything else. You expect him to dunk straight back down. Guess you were preempting the Thor ult overall.
attention because he's divine.
No, it says you couldn't make up your mind there where you wanted to go. You couldn't hit Selenium because of the invulnerability from I'm a Monster. I like the fact that you chase after the Thor to try and turn him away to get your teammates alive, but there's not a lot else I can really say for you for this game, Death Panther, because I know it comes to an end shortly. I mean, looking over what you chose to do in this game, you're spamming mana a little bit too much. You're spamming your abilities a little bit too much, which you don't need to do. Your wall placement isn't too bad. The Hog 3 purchase could have been an option. If you so chose to do it, it would have made sure that you had a safety net there. I'm working out whether you should go aggressive or not, because sometimes you're using a full combo when you don't need to. Like the taunt, if you would have got a taunt off without trying to use this shield wall as well, you may have got a pick or put someone in a worse spot now and again, so just consider your combos. A lot of people complain when you just taunt on its own, but there's reasons why you only just taunt on its own. And the last thing to really mention about it is just farm more, because I don't feel you farm enough, in all honesty. I feel like you could have soaked up a lot more experience in this game than you actually did do. You were out of lane quite a lot, but when you were out of the duo lane, you weren't in the other lane soaking experience or in the jungle soaking enough. And then if you do fall behind, then at least you're at a semi-decent level still. I mean, now you're coming up against like people like level 19, you know, Freya, as Athena, who, you know, you're still not near your full build yet, so you're in a bit of a bad spot. But at least you're in a position to try and defend the Fire Giant. Now the question is, can we defend the Fire Giant? Because this is pretty much where the game is now, isn't it? Let's see how this Fire Giant plays out. See how the Fire Giant plays out. Don't mind your position so much. Just remember, in these engagements, you are the most important man on the field. You are the most important man as a support player on the field. You should be the tankiest man on the field for the most part as well. But the reason you're so important is because you are the Hog 3 of the team. So, make sure when these fights go off, that you choose and pick your battles carefully based off the fact that will you survive so you can do the Hog 3. Or, the other option is, will my team get a deicide? If they're not going to be one of those two things, and the fight's definitely not going to go in your favour, consider your options. I like the two-man taunt. It keeps you getting busy at the same time. The problem is nobody followed up for that, and now you're going to get chunked. Now you're going to have to be forced to run away. I'd back right now. But the thing is, they know that you're the support player and you're the Hog, and that's why Freya's going to keep coming after you. You've already used your charge as well. I like the ultimate usage, otherwise you were dead. Good decision. You were definitely dead if you didn't use your ultimate there. Get out, though. Get out. Get out. Don't go into the fight. Good job. Good job. Really nice work, Panther. The taunt was good, but you didn't have any backup from your team more than anything else, so maybe taunt and get out was basically the best option. You tried to do that. Now you're almost on cooldown. You need to get yourself refreshed and get back to that fight because you know they're going for the Fire Giant. Charge Fire Giant straight away. No messing around. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Fire Giant, Fire Giant, Fire Giant. You're getting zoned out by Hercules, that's fine. You're probably going to be a little bit too late. There's nothing else you can really do. Fire Giant's already down. Bing, bang, bosh. We're too late to do anything. That was just waste at the end. That was like, surrender, I'm done. When you charged in there. You weren't going to get anything else out of that one. Unfortunate. Farm more. Spam abilities a little bit less. Pick your fights wisely. They're the best advice I can give you overall. I think you did a really good job. You will get there, Death Panther, especially because you don't play support too much. You understood what you were doing for the most part. And that's the end of that.